What's up, guys? KW175 back with another Pokemon Duel video, and we're going to be jumping right into the action like we like to do, seeing things from D's perspective. And let me know in the comments if you guys know what my name stands for, but we're going to take a look at their plate, some X Speed, X Attack. They have Max Revive, Gold Block. We're running a Full Heal, Double Chance, Double Max Revive, Phantom Energy, and the Microwave Oven, that Heat Rotom. Just so good with that 150 attack, decent amount of blue, so it's pretty good defensively, and not too bad offensively. If you're hitting your overheat 150, you know, sometimes you can get into trouble with that 50 discharge, and you do also get a minus 30 for the first 9 turns, I believe. So 3 MP Rotom being able to go into a 2 MP Heat Rotom that's just doing an insane amount of damage. So the opponent going to X Speed their Drifloon up against mine, and it's going to be a neutral turn. So pretty happy about that. I'm going to back up with that Frostlass so they're not able to just jump over, take that entry point, and we're going to be able to confuse that Vibrava. Another attack going down, Tailwind into Tailwind. So I'm going to try to get the knockout on this Vibrava, and we confused it, which allows it to shift over into the Mud Shot, giving us a minus 1 MP marker, which is pretty annoying. Having a 1 MP Pokemon is not what I want in this situation. Now, we hit the Dynamic Punch, 100 damage, but that Alolan Sandshrew is going to continue to spin, getting another plus 30 from that X attack, allowing it to evolve into the Alolan Sand Slash. So, gotta be careful. Can't attack them. They have the Snow Cloak ability, allowing them to avoid battle and to bypass you, and then they can immediately MP after. So, you know, they can definitely get some cheese wins if you're not careful and you come out and attack at the wrong time. So I'm going to go ahead, set up a surround with my Rotom. The opponent D going to Max Survive with the Vibrava attack. We're going to be able to get that Thunder Wave, paralyzing that Vibrava, but we're not going to be able to get the surround. So I back up. We have another surround set up. They move back in for the attack. I'm looking for the Earthquake into the dodge, but they're going to shift into the Earthquake, and they're going to beat us by that 9 damage. A Chain level 10 Poliwrath would be great, and then we hit a miss. Our Rotom spins for that Earthquake, and we hit a miss. A 4 miss slice, and we're going to get knocked out, so we Max Survive. I definitely want to be able to get my Heat Rotom on the field, and they're going to move in for another attack, and they're going to be able to land some damage into our discharge, knocking us right back out. Another Earthquake goes off. Lucky for us, we don't get knocked out again, but unfortunately, neither do any of his Pokemon. So Tailwind going to go off into the Astonish, and I'm going to go ahead and jump over and attack. We should be able to get the knockout. They get the takeaway into the Will-O-Wisp. Like, how lucky is that? So they're going to be able to get the surround. Lucky for us, we're not going to get taken away because they were at 3 MP, but they get it again into the Will-O-Wisp, and this time they're able to take us away, because takeaway states that they have to be the same MP or higher to be able to take them away. So with that Tailwind, was fortunate that they were a higher MP for that one turn, but that was pretty annoying. But we go in for a double chance on their Sableye. We're going to be able to get the knockout. I felt like we had pretty good odds to at least go neutral, worst case scenario, and they're going to back up with that Vibrava. I'm not going to attack that Alolan Sand Slash, but I am going to go after this Drifloon, and I'm like, I swear to God, if this Sableye gets taken away, I'm going to be so mad. So, you know, that Gold Block coming in super clutch for D, because we're not able to really go after that Alolan Sand Slash, so I got to back up with this Sableye. Got to go after this Drifloon. I'm just hoping to try to get a gold. The Drifloon is confused. Shifts into the Astonish. We land the Will-O-Wisp, so now it is burned. Got to go in for the attack again. Just need the Sableye to land a gold. We are going to get another Confuse Ray. So this could be a pretty bad situation. You know, both entry points locked down. We do have Phantom Energy. That Drifloon is confused or burned depending on the roll that Sableye gets, and they're going to use an X attack. Go after my Poliwrath, and they land the Astonish. We land a single double slap, allowing them to get the knockout. This is not good. But Phantom Energy coming in super clutch, allowing us to get our Rotom back out. We do have this microwave oven. So we're going to be able to evolve into a 150 attacking Heat Rotom. Snowcloak is not going to do anything for this Alolan Sandshrew because there's nowhere for it to go. And we get the 150, but they get the Protect. So we got to go in for another attack, revert into Protect. Going to be a neutral turn. Drifloon just going to kind of hop over, ready to step back in if we do get the knockout, but we're going to hit a miss. We're going to hit a miss into such a weak attack. Like, you know, it's always a risk that Alolan Sandshrew could go on a spinning spree. But Heat Rotom letting us down. You guys know how much the Heat Rotom like to miss. Now we're going to be able to survive there, which was really helpful, and I make a really dumb play there. Should have attacked the Drifloon, and I attacked that Alolan Sandslash, allowing them to Snowcloak over, get us around, go after my Sableye, and I just got to get a knockout here. I really need to get a knockout. We land the Shadow Sneak, so that's pretty good. So far, you know, that was probably the only misplay that I've made, and it was kind of a bad one. I don't know. I just came out and attacked, wasn't really thinking, but our Sableye going to be able to survive. Super important that we survive right now because we need to get more Pokemon out. I need to attack this Drifloon. If we're not going to be able to get the knockout, like, this Drifloon is invincible. I just can't get rid of it. And mainly because my Sableye just can't land gold. Now, this could be pretty scary right here. But we get the Destiny Bond. I was kind of hoping to get the purple. We could have just jumped over and captured it. And they get another knockout. This time, our Sableye with the Earthquake. Like, I'm like, come on. Come on. But at least it's the Destiny Bond. And they're going to go in for the attack here. I gotta survive, and we do get a fortunate roll there that they shift into the dodge. So now this Alolan Sandslash going right after my Heat Rotom, and we're gonna hit the discharge. I'm like, oh my god. Like, just some really lucky outcomes. Like, I have to say, some pretty lucky rolls with them Earthquakes, with them being able to get the takeaways on my Sableye earlier. It's just, Sableye. Just, why do you like to miss on an Earthquake? It happens so much. Like, you don't see Earthquake as much anymore, but it was insane. It was insane. I just like, so we hit a Blizzard here, shifting into another Earthquake, and I'm like, don't you do it. I'm like, okay. I mean, we only have 2 other Pokemon on the field at this time, so I'm going to go ahead and bring out this Poliwrath attack. And I don't care. I just wanted to free up some pressure. They would have been able to tag it anyway, so at least I kind of forced it to go back a little bit, so I'm happy with that decision. And we are going to be able to confuse that Alolan Sandslash again. Sableye should be able to defend against that Drifloon, and another single double slap going to go off into a massive spin by the Alolan Sandslash. So now I got to kind of back up with my Heat Rotom, hoping that we don't get taken away here. So Overheat is going to go off. We do have a miss for 1 turn, but we're going to be able to just come out with this Sableye. I'm going to press forward here. Want to try to be able to go after this Vibrava, so I hop over. They go defensive, which I feel like was a pretty good decision because they've already exhausted their goal block. But I hit another discharge with my Heat Rotom. Like, Heat Rotom, will you please hit a roll? Can I get 1 roll, please? To be able to just land a 150 and get a knockout. Like, you know, having that huge amount of damage just isn't doing anything if you can't land it. But takeaway is going to go off now for us, and we are going to be able to capture 1 of D's Alolan Sandslash. Another takeaway, so now we're going to be holding 2 of their Pokemon captive, and we've got 2 max revives, so now we have 3 Pokemon on the bench all ready to come out, and they are going to be able to get the knockout on our Sableye, so that is going to allow them to get their Alolan Sandslash back. I'm going to press forward with this Drifloon. Now I just got to go ahead and bring out my Heat Rotom, hoping that it doesn't want to land any more miss. And Tailwind into the miss. So we are going to be 3 MP, but with Vibrava's vibrating sound, we're not going to be able to take the goal, unfortunately. So that would have been a pretty awesome cheese win with that tailwind. Another discharge. Are you kidding me? Heat Rotom, you are trash, my friend. You are trash. I don't care what Devani says. Rotom, you're trash. You're trash, dude. No, I normally like my Heat Rotom. I mean, it's a chain level 10, level 10. Looks pretty impressive, pretty intimidating, and has a lot of utility, especially with that microwave oven plate. It just really underperforms at times. So we do attack there. Snow Cloak going to go off, allow it to press forward. We hit another miss, but, you know, dodge is going to go off. So still confused. We're still on the board. Well, we were. We're not going to be anymore, even with a double slap. Just hardly does any damage. An Earthquake goes off again. Lucky for us, you know, our Sableye is not going to get knocked out that's holding the goal. I am going to attack again, Snow Cloak, forcing it to jump back, so that's good for us. Made a few bad decisions when to go in for the attack against these Alolan Sand Slash, but like nothing too punishable. Nothing too punishable. So we're in an okay position. Go for the attack. Snow Cloak again, forcing it back. So we've been able to alleviate some of this pressure and kind of put D in a defensive position and not going to be able to get the knockout. We jump over, get the surround. I go in for the attack, and we're going to get the Astonish. Not able to get the takeaway. So I'm happy with our position at this point. And I'm like Heat Rotom. You know, if you're not going to land that overheat, at least land the revert, you know? Just don't land miss. That discharge is horrible. And we get another revert. That's, like, I'll take that. I'll take that. And I'm a little bit concerned with this Drifloon, but I'm going to press up, not going to attack. I want to jump over and cap that entry point. Another revert. I'm like, there you go, Heat Rotom. I'm like, if you don't want to be offensive, be defensive, you know? Hit that blue, tailwind into the diamond dust. Again, it would have been nice to get a freeze off there and be able to get a capture. But that 3 MP going to allow them to press forward, attack, and they get knocked out, which, like, I don't know why you would attack into a Sableye with a Drifloon. Like, it's just bad odds. It's just you got to get super lucky, which they did early in the match, and we get another Earthquake knockout. Our Heat Rotom, like, oh my god, even with just a spin effect, you want to land a miss. It's disgusting. Disgusting. So here comes Drifloon again, going to attack our Sableye. We get a gold attack, which I'm really happy about. I'm going to move up, try to get next to this Vibrava in the duel ends, because there's only 150 turns in the Hall match. So this is for the rare Hall. So GG to D. It was just such a long match. It was about like a half an hour match. It took forever. And I'm like, man, I'm just trying to get my 15 Carmonite. Like, how hard do you need to work for 15 Carmonite these days? So we're going to jump into the next matchup. You guys are going to be seeing things from my perspective. You guys know my Phantom Banisher deck is a little bit new. I mean, we got rid of the Mimikyu and we put in the Drifloon. This Fracture could be a little bit of a problem. The opponent also with double Sableye. Just an impressive deck. It really is. That's an impressive deck. And a little bit of synergy with the ghost types. You know, if you want to use Phantom Energy, Phantom Sphere. I like the Phantom Energy more than the Phantom Sphere because not as many people are going to be running ghost types, you know, in the rare halls and the Silver Moon. But, I mean, you know, it's October. It's time for the spoopy decks to come out and play, right? So we're going to go ahead and match up with that Mimikyu with our Sableye. We have our Drifloon. They're going to come in with an X speed. Great play here. Great play. Just need to land 2 spins or just 1 into the purple. So they're going to be able to get the evolution early on. And they're going to get that Alolan Sand Slash on the evolution. So those things are pretty scary. Even with a 60 spinner, no chain levels into it, you can get it up to a chain level 10. It can have a 70 spinner if they evolve. 2 spins, 140 damage, and the odds are not bad. I think it's 30% to be able to spin 2 at a level 10. So pretty insane for a rare Pokemon. So we're going to go ahead and move up, try to threaten game. We're not going to be able to take the goal because of the fracture. So they go in for another attack, and they are going to be able to get the Shadow Sneak. They get the knockout on our Drifloon. So I'm going to go ahead and move up and attack. Just hope that we don't get knocked out. We get the Confuse Ray. That's pretty good. That's not bad. I mean, they are going to be shifting kind of into the Guillotine, but the Guillotine's bigger than the Dual Chop. So it's going to shift them into a miss. So it could kind of go either way. We need to get out of there. You know, Gold Block on those Alolan Sand Slash. It's really good. Really good. You know? Yeah, I mean, you can get lucky because, you know, spinners are unreliable. But we're going to go ahead and back up the goal with our Poliwrath. Not the best of defenders, but we're going to go ahead and go Heat Rotom. Use that Microwave Oven. There's no risk of getting frozen against this deck. It's another great utility piece with that Heat Rotom going up against freeze decks, which are pretty good for the rare haul. And we get punished. We get punished. We allow that Drifloon to hit a Tailwind, able to just hop over, threaten game. I need to get the knockout, and we get bailed out. We get bailed out, and that's why I level up gold on my Sableye. I have one that I expanded to gold completely, and then my second one, I think there's about 4 expansions into the gold. You know, I kind of did it evenly between the gold and the Confuse Ray. So, you know, I want to be able to land that gold, you know, quite a bit, but then, you know, there's a lot of times where I just want to land a purple. So I'm pretty happy with how I leveled them up. They generally perform pretty well, especially in these situations going up against another Sableye. It's going to be whoever lands gold first, so you kind of want to have better odds. Most people, they expand that Confuse Ray all the way from level 1 to level 10, and for me, I don't think it's the best for what I'm using it for, you know what I mean? So Drifloon up against the Drifloon, we do have them on the chain levels, but we're going to get the Astonish. They're going to get the takeaway, and they're going to be able to capture our Drifloon. I'm going to try to get the knockout. Come on, Heat Rotom. There we go. He hits the overheat. Guillotine going to shift into the miss. So, you know, kind of the fruits of our Sableye's labor, being able to confuse them previously, helping us out now. And that Mimikyu going to land a miss. Pretty happy about that. Get rid of the Disguise Marker early. It's really annoying when you're going after the goal, and they're going to get the curse. We have no scoop up. We have no Pokemon Switch. There's no way to heal this Heat Rotom, so for the rest of the duel, it can't get knocked out. It can't get knocked out. So we kind of go in for a risky attack, but we are going to be able to get the knockout on that Mimikyu. We get our Drifloon back, so we're kind of back into the action here. Uh-oh. Oh my god, did they get the Shadow Sneak, and we hit the Discharge even with that huge miss, and that's going to be a banish. There goes our Heat Rotom, which doesn't matter because all you want to do is miss, get knocked out anyway. I mean, to be fair, you've done some good work here and there when we needed you, but overall, man, you've been kind of a liability. You've been kind of a liability. So our Sableye going to be able to get the knockout on their Sableye. They're going to hop over with that Sableye. I got to back out with my Sableye to protect the goal. Just a lot of Sableye in this matchup. They're going to kind of backtrack with their Fracture, and whew, they're going to be able to get the Shadow Sneak against us into our Confuse Ray, so that's going to be a knockout. And we still have our Drifloon, but not much odds here. But they get a miss, and we're going to be able to land the white. I don't know. I would have rather captured them, but hey, I'm not going to complain about getting a lucky knockout. By the time we get a little bit of luck, and now we get the takeaway. So now we have their Fracture, and it's pretty insane. We're down a Pokemon, and it's great how these Drifloon and League, you know, and just standard play, being able to evolve into the Drifblim. That purple is so good, so even if you lose a couple of Pokemon permanently, maybe to the Ultra Space, or just they get excluded, you kind of have a way to come back and even up the odds by capturing their Pokemon. You know, paired up with like a Mighty Sphere, you have a couple of fighting types with like Marshadow, with Lucario, maybe with a Blaziken, something. It's nice that you can capture Pokemon and kind of even the odds a little bit. Tailwind, into the Tailwind, and I definitely need to be careful here. I'm not going to be attacking just because of that Tailwind. You know, even though it can't take the goal, even if it was able to get it, just Now you got to be careful. You got to just kind of think ahead, know what could happen, worst case scenario. So we are going to be able to get that knockout. I'm going to move up with this Frostlass. Not going to take that surround. Now I'm going to move in for the attack. We do have the chain levels. We have a massive gold compared to that Sableye, and it pays off. You know, we get the roll that I feel like should happen. And they're going to attack again. We get a miss into the takeaway. And they capture a Pokemon, but they have to go to the bench. They're going to play the long throw, which isn't too bad. Just got to kind of hope that I hit my purple into their white, and that's exactly what happens. Now, we have 2 of their Pokemon. I'm not going to move in and try to capture it. Just not going to happen. So I'm going to move over, threaten game. They could have jumped over with that Drifloon, but they attack and they get a dodge. So they kind of get punished, and we're just going to be able to jump over, take the goal with the Sableye, and that's going to be GG to the opponent. So we kind of had a nice little comeback, one, consecutive rolls there at the end. So generally, whenever you can win consecutive rolls, you can kind of turn the match around. But GG to the opponent. Moving into the next and final battle, still going up against the triple Swablu deck. No Drifloon. So that's pretty nice to see. We can't rush up with that Rotom because of the fracture. Here comes the Ghastly marching down. And yeah, you guys we still see these triple Swablu. And paired up with those Drifloon, they can be pretty annoying and be pretty good. So I'm excited to see if we're going to be able to get an exclusion by way of surround with the Phantom Energy, or even if just maybe try to capture one with our Drifloon, take it to our PC with that takeaway. We're going to go ahead and play that Phantom Energy while we have the opportunity. And here comes Swablu marching down. So I'm going to go ahead, again, don't have to worry about getting frozen. So I'm going to play that Heat Rotom, try to get a knockout on one of these Swablu early, but we're going to get knocked out. We land that Discharge, we get knocked out. And now that Alolan Sandshrew, we're going to march up. I'm going to attack. They're not going to use the Snow Cloak ability, and this was exactly what I was hoping for. Pretty good chance of it landing Protect. I wanted to be able to confuse it, because if we get knocked out, it evolves and it's not confused, and then it takes our entry point. So that was pretty fortunate for us. I'm not running a long throw, so now I'm going to be able to try to take away, and we get it, but they get a clutch dodge. Like, that was the only winning roll for them, was to be able to land a dodge. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So now I'm going to try to take away on this fracture. Not going to happen with a dual chop over 160 damage. Whew. Those fracture beasts. They're monsters. 3 MP off the bench. Insane amount of damage. Knockout purple. Really good rare. So I'm just trying to confuse this fracture. And wow, they get a single dual chop, which is still going to be able to beat one of our single double slaps. I wish we could have landed the dynamic punch, got a knockout, but that fracture is not level 5, so with it being confused is really bad. But they scoop up, they clear the status, which was a really smart play, because again, confusion is really bad for that fracture, but our Frostlass going to come through for us. So now, frozen, we're going to be able to move through it, capture it, free max revive. We get another Pokemon back onto the bench. We're going to go after this Ghastly. We get the Destiny Bond, which wasn't ideal. The only thing I was worried about was the YOLO against our Sableye there. Like, if we would have got knocked out there, that would have been pretty bad. But now they think they have a surround set up on us. I could have pressed forward, but I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to play it patiently. I'm going to take that surround. Now they're going to burn that max revive. Now I can press forward with this Frostlass, and now they're going to have to, kind of retreat with that Swablu. So I'm going to move in, try to get another takeaway. We get the Tailwind. All right. We're going to be 3 MP for now, but I'm going to go ahead and just bring this Heat Rotom out. And hey, the way this Heat Rotom has been performing, I see why they're confident in attacking with that matchup. But I'm going to go ahead and swing around, take that surround, and they're going to move up and attack here. I'm like, give me that Diamond Dust. But we're going to get the Blizzard. I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay. I'm going to move up with this Drifloon, try to get another takeaway as long as we don't miss and we get the takeaway. I'm like, let's go. So now we have a Swablu, and that's generally your objective. Going up against the triple Swablu deck is to just get rid of one of them. Because with that round and being able to just subtract all that damage from you when all three are on the field, you just need to get rid of one of them, and like the game can really change for you. So Revert's going to go off. So far, Heat Rotom holding its own. I'm going to go after this other Swablu. I'm like, come here, boy. And nice, we get another takeaway. So now we have both Swablu in both spots in our PC. And, well, you know, we have 2 of the 3 anyway in both spots in our PC. So now we have all our Pokemon back, and I'm ready to go. And another Revert Heat Rotom just holding his position. So now I'm going to bring out Frostlass here because, like, I don't want to cycle any other Pokemon. If I move up with my Drifloon, I have to attack. So I'm going to kind of move around the long way here with my Frostlass. And then finally, we're going to be able to get the knockout. So, I mean, we held down pretty good to be able to, you know, kind of get back into position. Dual Chop into the Tailwind. Now, I'm actually happy, but that's how the way that it turned out, because I really don't want them to get their 3rd Swablu back. So I didn't want to take it away, but I didn't want to get knocked out either. So now I'm going to be able to max revive. Now we can try to take something else away, because now we have a free space in our PC, but we are going to be able to get the knockout with our Frostlass. I'm like, let's go Frostlass. So I'm going to take that entry point. They're going to come out and attack with this Ghastly, which we get the takeaway. So we're going to go back to the bench. But, yo, they're stuck with 2 Swablu. That's all they have. They're going to move out and attack. I'm like, please, Revert or the Overheat. And we get the Overheat. I'm like, let's go. Heat Rotom coming through whenever we really need you. I'm going to go ahead and threaten game. And, like, they only have 2 decisions, which they're going to go with the one I think is the right decision, because they really need to get the knockout here, and that is going to be game. Our Heat Rotom just really making up for all of its bad rolls from before, but I mean, that was its best chance. You know, I cover up the goal with the Swablu, and then it has to attack. I mean, it could have got the Destiny Bond up against my Frostlass, but I mean, it was risky either way. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed these battles. GG to the opponents. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Follow me on Twitter at KW175 for further discussions. And until the next one, later guys.